Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SA Accounting Academy. Here's a short clip on one of our previous webinars. I hope that you really do enjoy it.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, I welcome you from a chilly Free State this morning. It's nice and cold, and I hope we can get some knowledge shared this morning. I hope you're all well, and I'd like to welcome you to our event this morning. We're looking at the administration of estates, and you guys got your slides and you can see me. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're looking at a very practical session regarding the administration of estates. Now, in terms of the administration of estates, there's a lot of tricks, and I'd like to share some of the practical things with you. Now, if you've got a practice, if you're not doing this yourself, I'm privileged. I've got Elmarie in my office. So even after I did the slides and the preparation, I gave it to Elmarie to say, Elmarie, look at this. Am I talking nonsense or not? And she confirmed that I'm on the right track. She made a few minor changes and said we must put a slide in with the master's email address. So yes, when we do our preparation for these webinars, we get information from everybody around us, and I speak to a lot of people. I get inputs that we don't get isolated. I work mostly with the master's office in the Free State. I've worked with the master's office in Grahamstown, and yes, with every office there's challenges, and I'll share it as we go along. So I hope you get value from this session this morning, and I look forward to adding some value to your lives. All right, so in terms of our presentation, we've got a slideshow presentation. What I did, most of the forms I'm going to discuss, because you'll see in one of my slides, I say, this is a paper chase, because really, ladies and gentlemen, this is not rocket science. There is some technical issues where you might need help, but to administer an estate is a straightforward thing. All right, so in terms, we share some material in the presentation. Like I say, I try to put most of the documents into the presentation. So we're going to look at a lot of documents this morning. And like I say, in this paper chase, working with government, because you're working with the master's office, it has its challenges, because if you leave one thing out, your whole process gets thrown out. And I'll share some of the frustrations and laughter that we've had with our estates section. So about me, that is a picture when I'm all dressed up. Today I'm dressed for survival, and you'll see the glasses indicate that this photo was taken 5 years ago. I've moved on since, and the coldness adds some age to my look. So I've got the more mature look going for me at this stage. I've been in practice for 20 years. I did a stint in government, and there's a good likeliness that I'll go back to government soon. But I've worked all over, and I've got a thirst for knowledge. I've got a passion for what I do, and I enjoy sharing the knowledge and experience with all of you. So coming back to the administration of estates and how we look at that. If you have a practice, and let's say you're an accountant in practice, and you want to start an estates section, I think one of my guidelines in life and in the way I do business, and like I say, I'm learning all the time. I don't have all the answers, but in the way I do business, I say to myself, I'm going to do everything once, because if I've done it once, then nobody can fool me. Nobody can boo twang. So I do it once. So if you say you can't do it, then I can say to you, okay, let's try this, or let's try this. So I never try and give somebody an instruction of something that I haven't tried for myself. Or if I do that, I would say to the person, I haven't done this, but I see it like this. Go do it and come back to me and say, what's your experience? Welcome for those joining us a bit late. It's good to see all of you are eager to learn this morning. All right, so one caveat I want to put on the presentation today. The law says a lawyer or a chartered accountant can be appointed as an executor of an estate. But the practice at this stage is that any person can be appointed as executor of the estate if they prove they have the knowledge and the capacity to be able to fulfill the duties. Right. So there's two ways of doing it. The important thing for you as the person running the practice or the person working with the clients, you must sell the concept of the will. And I'm saying sell because working with wills and estates is tricky. People don't like to talk about it. Nobody likes to talk about business continuation. Nobody likes to talk about dying, but it's a reality. Death, flies, and taxes. Charles Harting always said there's three things that are sure. I think he got the pun from somebody else, but he was a guru on accounting standards. And he said there's three things that are sure. And I think Winston Churchill also said it, death, flies, and taxes. So it's more important for you, once you know this process, to be able to sell the concept to your client than being able to do this administration. That's why it's important that we share this information. You know the process. Like I say, it's not rocket science. And you are able to train somebody else to do the donkey work. And I've got the most respect for Elmarie in my office who does this, because she knows all the ins and outs at the master's office. And it's literally at this stage in and out. You have to wheel and deal to get a meeting. So you make a meeting with the guy next door to go see the guy that you actually want to see. And you take a piece of biltong or a chocolate with, just to make sure that you are received in a friendly manner. So yeah, it's important if you want to get into this business that you have a runner like that, normally a young person, and the person that has the personality to work with government officials. Some of you might have worked with government officials before, and as you get older, it becomes more challenging. But yeah, if you what happens in any government situation is you find the guys that you can work with, and you work with them. Like I say, I work with the master's office in Bloemfontein a lot, and we've got two guys there that are brilliant. They've been there for probably 10, 20 years, but between them, we get most things sorted out. The other thing that you must realize when you work with a master's office is every master's office is unique. So what we have at this stage is that some offices are more functional than others. So the Free State office is functional. Grahamstown, I'd give 75% from my experience. Pretoria is a no-go. Joburg is relatively effective from what I hear from my colleagues up in Pretoria and Joburg. So there's one or two catches there also, which I'll teach you now as we go through, how to get your estate through an office that is efficient. All right. So just in terms of our outline and agenda this morning, I'm giving you an introduction. That's what I'm doing. We're going to talk about the basic legislation, and then I'm going to look at practical estate. So in this estate process this morning, I'm going to take you through from where a person dies, the paperwork we need to do, and I'm going to share some of my experiences with you. And then from there, we're going to look at an L&D account. I'll also tell you how it works if you've got an estate which somebody had assets in a country outside South Africa, and the things I've learned from experience around that. So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Jonita, for appreciating my sense of humor and the realities of our country. Right, so let's get going. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so throughout the session, please ask questions. My screen where I watch the questions, I can see about 2 chats. So at this moment, I can see Walter Ulrich, good morning, and Jonita's comment about the appointment. So if I miss a question, please feel free to ask it again. So I try throughout the presentation to look at questions because it's nice to be interactive.
I hope that you enjoyed that video. For more of our webinar videos, go to www.accountingacademy.co.za. Thank you and have a lovely day.